Ooh, looking pretty snazzy, Mr. Code. Damn straight, BronyCon is just around the corner, and I have to look my best. Naturally, I wish I could go. I know, but someone's gotta watch the ship, and you also lost in rock, paper, scissors. Why, that game was rigged. I think you're overreacting. You hit me with a rock. You bashed me with a gavel. I think you have some unresolved anger issues. I'm not. Auntie is never angry. He's just violently aggressive about upholding the ideals of the justice system. Perhaps some music to soothe the savage beast. Savage beast? While... God, I hate you. We open with the main six on Shining Arbor and Cadence hanging out at a tea shop, and it seems that the two's anniversary is approaching. This then spurs the conversation, asking how they first met. Thus, we go back to the past as we begin our story, Neigh Anything, a parody of the 80s romance comedy movie Say Anything, with Cadence and Shining Armor taking the lead movie character's place, and borrowing somewhat similar cues with the average Joe falling for the academic upper-class girl. The parodies don't just stop there. This comic not only hilariously satirizes the 80s, but romance tropes in general, heavy concentration on the school class system with the social outcast nerds, the bully sports jock, the crazy fashion, and of course the ever-popular love at first sight, which leads to an awkward first meeting. Yarr.
Say hello.
Later on, Shining reveals his love for Cadence to his friends during a D&D session.
I am Galstaff, Sorcerer of Light.
Then how come you had to cast Magic Missile?
His friends decide to help him with his romantic flight and get the two together for the formal dance. What makes this situation hilarious is how they use D&D, commonly viewed as the least social thing imaginable, as the backdrop for one of the most social actions possible in the romance. They are literally going on a quest for a princess, with Shining Armor performing a series of trials or quests and getting Cadence to notice him. First getting her closer by having her full set Twilight, continuing his awkward demeanor.
I'm having difficulty controlling the volume of my voice!
And from his quote-unquote epic romance gesture of hello, he then goes for the ultimate gesture of love in singing a song about her with too many rock parodies to count.
Janie's got a gun. Janie Briggs got a gun.
He's got a gun!
Janie's got a gun!
Cadence's move, but Buck Withers cuts him down, with Shining's attempts literally crashing and burning. The guys then focus on getting Buck out of the way, but after a botched attempt to screw him up at the polo match, leaving on a hilarious image of him completely confused, we end issue 11 with Shining going to ask Cadence directly to the dance, but unfortunately Buck beats him to it. We then switch to Cadence's perspective, where we see the Princess of Love is highly aggressive to make him special sun pony, adding to the hilarity to this romance plot, seeing as they've only shared a couple scenes together, one with Shining Armor being completely aghast, another with him saying hello, and then the only legitimate one with him singing at the parade. Cutting back to Cadence's perspective to the day of the dance, whoa, man, Cadence has an awesome pad. And we see both the guys and the girls' retainers scheming to get their party leaders together and maybe get some gold or a nice weapon in progress. The guys are on a mission to help him complete his epic quest with him slaying Buck the evil dragon and save the princess.
Wild Stallion!
And it turns out the night is a complete success, with both parties enacting their plans. Shining and Cadence are crowned king and queen, and Buck dies of electrocution. Just kidding, he's reformed. This was a well-paced, hilarious satire of the 80s and romance tropes. It was cool we got to see the characters in their younger state from our leads to supporting guests and seeing them in a much younger or even more rebellious state. Treating this story as an epic quest over a straightforward love story made this whole situation so much fun to read. So sorry, Buck, but it looks like your princess was in another castle. Lame. Hey, I got so tired of working so hard for our survival. Look for the time with you to keep me awake and alive. What? Well, I'm officially done. Excellent. Let's plot our course for BronyCon.